Hi guys, it's Luna and welcome back to another video. Now it's really hot, so I'm going to be kind of quick about this one, so sorry if I don't take my time like I really want to. But I want to start a new thing on my channel so I'm a bit more consistent. So this is going to be like an extra thing for me to do and another like a little passion project I'm going to bring myself to actually finish. Now, I'm a nerd. If you didn't know, I'm a nerd. I read manga, I read books, period. I read fantasy books specifically. I read comic book. I love comic historian. It's just a thing. I watch anime. I play video games. I'm a nerd. I can't help it. It's just what it is. It's in my family blood, okay? Literally, my parents are nerds. Like, they don't watch it as intensely, but my mom plays video games. My grandma plays video games. That's how I got into it. My dad loves comic books. And he doesn't watch anime, but like, let's be honest, Superman isn't so different from Midoriya. You know what I mean? Or All Might. And so I just always love that type of stuff. But I haven't been watching them very consistently in a while, pretty much. So I thought, you know what? Let me just watch animes and review them. Like, low-key, I'm becoming a review channel. And not in the sense of review the entire anime and every episode and stuff like that, but just talk about the anime. It's more of my opinion, actually. Well, it's not called review. It's more of my opinion. Now, I don't have a name for this yet. I'm sure I'll have a name when I upload this, but, you know, I don't have a set in stone name for what this is gonna be, but it's gonna be like a thing that I try to do every so often when I finish an anime, pretty much. Or at least finish watching a good chunk of it to where I can give my opinion, and I might give my opinion after I watch the whole rest of the anime type thing. And to just get my beak wet a little bit and slip back into watching this stuff on a consistent basis, I watched something that I knew would keep my attention, that I knew I would love, that I liked. This anime, I swear to God, I was a shinobi all my life. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me shit. There's a headband in my closet. Somewhere in our storage unit is like a Itachi, Akatsuki cloak. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I started watching Naruto. I'm gonna watch Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, even though I've heard bad things and I've seen bad things from that. I'm watching it all, right? And I just am about finished with Naruto, I believe. I might have like a few seasons and whatnot yet, but I can speed past that. I know the general plot, I'm just rewatching it. And looking at it now, not being a kid that's just like, what, Naruto's so cool, believe it, actually having a critical eye, because trust me, you'll see a difference. If you watch an anime when you were younger versus when you watch it when you're older, especially if you're more critical like me, oh, you'll just tear your anime apart. And without totally just calling everything trash, I'm gonna try to give my opinion on it now as an adult. So let's just get into it, because that was long as hell. I think I'm going to start with just talking about mainly the base three characters, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Now, I can talk about all the other characters, and I'll probably do like rating those characters later in the show. Like, I'll do all that later, but we're going to mainly be talking about those three because they're the main characters in the sense of like the main set characters, you know? Now, if you don't know what Naruto is, it's a show about ninja and their day-to-day life in their world. And that could be from doing missions, to just helping out their community, to just team building, to becoming a better ninja, or shinobi, or kunoichi, or whatever you want to call them. It's basically like a slice of life anime with some action, but it all takes place in the ninja village, pretty much. That's like, has low-key technology, but also still uses like wooden boats and ships and shit like that, but still has cell phones and sometimes have like communicators, but also it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's like we're in the Stone Age, but also like we got phones and shit. It's weird. Their vibe gives off in the old days before even phones existed, but they have phones. It's a weird vibe. And it's a really good show in my opinion. Now, I have a total appreciation, hatred, and understanding of all three of these characters now that I've watched it over again. First of all, let's talk about Naruto. Naruto is always my favorite character and it did not change. Nothing about him changed. I had a new appreciation for him though. A new appreciation. His character was so complex, and sure, this show has a lot of filler and things like that, trust me, that will get you kind of bored, but the fillers, a lot of it's bomb. A lot of it's like, I actually like this episode or I like this whole arc. I actually do enjoy it, even though it's like a one-off thing and those characters are almost never talked about ever again. But with Naruto, it just had this like feeling of, sure, he won a lot of the time in those situations, but a lot of time he didn't. It was someone else who gained the glory, and then from that he became stronger, or he went to go train more, or just even people just holding him accountable for his actions. Oh my god, that was so refreshing. It wasn't all the time. There were times missed, but a lot of the time people held Naruto accountable for his actions. And when they didn't, it was understandable because they did it for everybody. It wasn't just because, well, he's a main character, so we're not going to hold him accountable like everybody else. So many people got, there are hella Narutos in Naruto, if that makes sense. There's a Ruka Sensei's like Naruto, how the Jiraiya's like Naruto. There are several Narutos in this series that act and are treated just like him. Same thing with Sasuke's. The same thing with Sakura's. It's like a repeating pattern. You know what I mean? So it really didn't bother me, and it actually gave me a lot more appreciation because just seeing his character grow from someone who was looked down upon to even just now coming to the end of the series. It was up until a certain point, it was well paced, it was nice, it kept you in, it kept you guessing. The filler episodes in some cases were interesting. It made me like the character. There were new jutsu, there were people genuinely growing and becoming better, and it just, with Naruto specifically, I saw all that and more. You know what I mean? And sure, there are a lot of things I can criticize about him. I'm not trying to be too overcritical of this character specifically, because they did so much well that everything I could criticize would just be like, okay, well, I'm just trying to find something wrong with him type shit. You know what I mean? He's not the best character. He's not the strongest character by any means. He has shitty chakra control. He's just a blubbering buffoon in some cases. He's high strung, but it's just the consistency of how he is and who he is very refreshing, especially when I look at anime nowadays. We have Sakura. Sakura. This is where I have a newfound hatred. I hated her from the get-go. It's worse now. She just sucks. Like, if you've ever watched Naruto, you've hated Sakura too. You may have liked her power, you may have liked her concept, but she just sucks. She lusted after a guy that didn't like her for years. I don't want to hear that, well, they get married later, so like, that means that he liked her. No, that does not. He never in any way, shape, or form showed that he liked her. He never talked to her. Until they were on a team, Naruto pretty much was the only reason he even tolerated this bitch. He never loved her. And how she crawls and grips and just begs for this man who didn't love her. Like, he's her property. Like, just because they're a teammate or just because they're friends, I'll give them that. They're friends. Just because they're friends or teammates that somehow, like, bring him back to me, Naruto. Shut up. Sasuke is a different person now. And sure, Naruto wanted to go after Sasuke. And that's because they were genuinely friends. He genuinely considered Naruto a friend and made that known. Sure, he thought he was annoying and irritating. But with Sakura, it just was like, Sakura, get out of here. But Naruto was like, I hate you, bro. So, like, you're my best friend, though. Like, you're my bestest friend. You could see it was an entirely different relationship. I hate her. Her character is just a whiny bitch who didn't even do anything, you know what I mean, until finally, after several times of Naruto risking his life, she's finally like, well, I guess I'll start training, you know, I guess I'll start doing this, you know what I mean? And it's like, bitch, if you didn't get out there and train from the get-go, why did you become a ninja if you weren't going to do that? Why did you do any of this if you weren't going to even try? And this bitch did not try until she got to Lei Tsunade, which means that Lei Tsunade didn't come in the village, she still would be the trash she is today type shit. And she acts like she was so useless before. There's nothing she can do. Train, get better, work on your jutsu, see if you can do something like that. You don't need a Kekkei Genkai just to be great. There are a bunch of ninja who didn't have some who were good. Aruka was at least decent. She just sucked in the way of, like, I don't like her character, but with everything else, she was pretty. Again, this show is really good at being consistent and good at, like, we're gonna make this character suck all the way through. Also, let me just put this out there. She literally had a girl who cared about her, was her best friend, and left that girl for a nigga. She did Ino dirty, in my opinion. I get that they were trying to be like, well, we're rivals type thing, and because they both were stupid. Let me just say it like this. They're both were really dumb, and she left Ino and had been mean to Ino and rude to Ino up until the point of Lee getting to the hospital because of a nigga, because of Sasuke, because of someone who didn't love her. That's some desperate you need help type shit. Why is Hinata less desperate than you? Hinata genuinely loves and cares about Naruto even while obviously knowing that he doesn't care. It wasn't like you where you would be like, I loved you for so many years, come back to me. Even if they were on the same team together, it would never be like that. Hinata understands, like, oh yeah, this is my man, like, I could chill, but like I still don't care about you, and you still inspire me. But Sakura was just like, you're my man, you're my teammate, like come back to me, like bring him back, Naruto. It's like, what? Why'd you make Naruto make that promise? He's not yours. He's your friend. He's your teammate. Everybody wants him back. Why are you stop? Ew. Like it was actually really creepy in my opinion, because like again, if that was a guy doing that to a girl, that would be weird, right? And so I don't like that. Like that's weird. It's creepy. And now we're coming to Sasuke, where like I have this new appreciation and understanding for his character. Sasuke sucks. He's a shitty person. He has done so many things that I know about now, and just in the show that I'm watching now, it's ridiculous. However, I think it's not like with Sakura where it was like, oh well, your man that didn't love you and never showed signs of loving you like that, he left you, and it wasn't like that. It was like he genuinely went through some shit. Like it wasn't just like he snapped because his brother killed his whole family. Man. Why is that? We always look at that as like, stop crying because your whole family was obliterated in front of your eyes. And that's the thing. We don't really realize that was what happened. So let me go down why I think Sasuke is fucked, and he makes sense that he's fucked. It makes genuine sense that he's fucked to me now. The person he looked up to and loved his entire life, his brother. You know what I mean? Not saying he didn't love the rest of his family, but his brother. The person he looked up to and loved and wanted the affection for as a young child killed his entire family. That alone will fuck you up to no end. But they're ninjas, so they see that's a part of their life. So I can understand where you will recover from that or whatever. Killed them. I forgot this little tidbit. He used the Tsukiyomi to have him watch them die. Like that was a thing that happened in the show. He did that. Had them watch him die. Not once, twice. Because when Itachi went after Naruto with Kisame in that one episode, he did it again. That wasn't the first time he did that. That was the second. He did that before when Sasuke was younger. Traumatized the boy and then left him for dead. And then on top of that, when he killed his family, basically said, you're not even worth it. You're not even worth killing. You're not shit. And then walked off like it was like, well, my work here is done. Like the fuck? So all that happened, and then he has whole ego demolished. I know this is not a big thing, but it can hurt you when you've been through a lot of trauma. My man thought he was top shit because everybody bigged him up. Oh, he had a fat head. He had a fat egoist head of like, you're great, you're strong, you're awesome, good on you. Like he had a fat head because of it. And he learned during the chewing them, oh, they're ninja out here for real. Like, they're ninja out here for real who can beat my ass like that. Like, nothing about this was funny. Listen, he learned quickly during the shooting exams, oh, I'm nothing. Oh, I'm an insignificant flea in the grand scheme of this shit. Oh, I can't fight for real. Hell, you could trace it back to like when they did the bell test with Kakashi, but like, I mean, the shooting exams I feel like really just hit his ego of like, people are out here for real. And then he also realized that his best friend, the person that he had been like, going back and forth with, was like low-key surpassing him. So it was like, oh, okay, so I'm just not shit actually. Oh, so I'm just weak for real. Oh, okay, so I'm just trash really. So he had a big ego hit at that point. And then finally some smooth-talking guy said, hey, see all these people I helped? You don't know the whole backstory, but see all these people I made stronger? I can do that for you. Come find me. And then we really were shaming him, like, why would you do that? You're so stupid, this, that, and third. And I'm like, I'm looking at this now, like, no wonder. I would have done that. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If all that shit happened, and I'm trying to get stronger to kill this one person, aka my brother. Oh, of course. I have to be evil for a while to get my revenge, please. Of course I will. I've been alone my entire life. Me not having friends is not a problem. Like, people are like, well, he has friends and loved ones now. When you trust me, I can say this with like full confidence. When you've been alone for a long time, leaving friends and family and other people around you, it sucks. It doesn't feel great. But it was like, okay, and my whole family was slaughtered. I've been alone before. My friends almost died several times. I've almost been alone before. Like, I've been alone before. It's not different now. This is a goal I've had for life because of my trauma. Oh, I'll go to the Akatsuki right now. If I have to go through Orochimaru and then the Akatsuki, I'll do it right now. Anything to beat the shit out of this one guy. So I understand it when I was a child, but I definitely get it now. He's still a shitty character. Doesn't mean everything he did was okay or it was right in any way, shape, or form, but like, I totally get it now. And I just genuinely enjoyed this show with the characters. Hell, they even gave more character to people that you wouldn't even care about. Tenten, I love her as a character. Before I thought she was just like a no-name nothing, but like, I love Tenten as a character. Samari and them we don't see that much, but when I do see them I enjoy. All of the shinobi from the Sand Village. Hinata's and Neji's story I enjoy. Lee, I love Lee. Lee and Guy Sensei are now my favorite characters. Naruto's a close second, but Lee and Guy Sensei are one of my favorite characters. I love them. They have so much personality, it's great. And even Lee acts goofy like Naruto all the time, but he also has a serious side to him that I didn't even realize as a child. He's not just the bushy eyebrow, talking weird type person. He genuinely takes the mission seriously, and these are competent people, and I didn't even really realize they just went on missions like whenever until now. You know what I mean? Shikamaru is hella smart. I didn't even realize that Shikamaru was that smart. I knew he was a strategist, but this man is smart as hell. Like, it's ridiculous type shit. It's genuinely like living in like a small town with everybody helping out everybody knowing everybody, and it's just so cute and nice. And there are all these characters with just unique backstories. It doesn't feel like they all are just there to make Naruto look great. They're their own person. It's just refreshing and nice, and it's not a whole overview of all the show, but even just the side stories. But even episodes like the Bakochu Beetle one, the Star Village, there were just so many like episodes that were just nothing, pushed aside, weren't super important, or didn't necessarily advance the plot. You know what I mean? But they were still interesting enough, and there's just something about those episodes and the work was put into them, and how it wasn't just, we're trying to make Naruto look good, how it catered to other characters, and how, like, you can just tell the work and the world building that was put into all of this. Even just hearing about Orochimaru and the people that he left in his wake, and the technology that he was using, like, they were, like, Kabuto had, like, laptops and shit, and, like, I think I never really noticed those episodes. I didn't really watch them like that, but all what it establishes for other villages and how things work, but the interesting aspects of them, whether it's the story, the new characters, the problems, everything, it was just like, this is actually really nice. This is actually something that's nice to watch. Don't get me wrong, the filler episodes got kind of like, this is too much at one point, but I didn't feel like I wasted my time watching them. I just thought it was like, can we get to the main plot now type thing. You know, like there's too many of them, but I never felt like I didn't learn something new about the world of Naruto while watching them. But you know what? That's where I'm gonna end this one here, because it's getting really long. It's really hot in my room. Okay, so that's my overview of Naruto, the characters, the side stories, all of that type of shit. Just my opinion on how this show is going, and if it's doo-doo and shit or not. And don't get me wrong, there'll be other things. Maybe I'll genuinely review like the whole plot and talk about my favorite episodes and things like that later. But I just wanted to introduce this series by just having a whole conversation, opinion, rant thing, whatever, about this show and a few aspects of it that I enjoy. If you like this video, like it. If you want to subscribe, you can. I'm not a good person. I'm overcritical of everything. I'm trying to be more understanding and nice about things that I talk about, not just angry all the time. You should join my Discord server. I'm going to start in a while after I'm done with Naruto fully. I'm going to start watching Naruto Shippuden, and I'm going to hopefully watch that with people and see if I can figure out a way to do that without it being like really shitty, but I'm gonna do that. And we're just gonna have a lot more anime-like discussions on this channel. If you have an anime that you want me to watch or that you recommend me watching, please do, but also keep in mind, I'm still a critical person. I might tear it to shreds because people don't understand that. They're like, oh, well, you did. I take every anime differently. I try not to compare them in the sense of like, well, this is just like this. No, I'm going to take your plot, everything, by what you show it to be. I might compare it in some aspects, but I might rip it to shreds. It may be similar to Naruto, but it's not Naruto. Okay, it may be similar to Dragon Ball Z, but it's not Dragon Ball Z type shit. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I'll see you guys later. Bye.